Good, happy Wednesday morning, March 18, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday morning, so let's begin. First up, COVID-19 in New Hampshire. Let's take a look. "26 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 195,957 number of people worldwide who have tested positive. 0 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 100 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States, and 7,886 number of deaths from COVID-19 worldwide. 7 people in Grafton have it, 1 person in Carroll have it, 14 people in Rockingham have it, and 4 people in Hillsborough have it. The common symptoms: fever, cough, and difficult breathing. How it spreads. And prevention tips. Nine new cases of COVID-19 diagnoses in New Hampshire. Community transmission of virus indicated, says DHHS. Health officials urge Granite Staters to protect and practice social distancing. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
I'm your Century Roofing foreman.
And I'm customer service.
And I'm the installer.
We're the Century Roofing team. Call us today.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
And we begin with breaking news on the coronavirus outbreak. Several new cases in New Hampshire as the state announces emergency measures to help workers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Vaughn.
And I'm Monica Hernandez. Less than an hour ago, New Hampshire's health department confirmed 9 new cases of COVID-19.
All 9 patients are adults from Grafton, Hillsborough, and Rockingham counties. And tonight, those health officials say several of the positive cases did not have specific risk factors, meaning New Hampshire is now experiencing community-based transmission of COVID-19. This brings the state's total number of cases to 26.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New emergency orders ban utility disconnections, evictions, unemployment extended. State offers protections to those who lost income during COVID-19 outbreak. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options. Financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
Effective immediately, all utilities in the state are prohibited from disconnecting homes or businesses. Electricity, gas, any fuels, water, along with phones, internet, and cable cannot be cut off. Also, evictions and foreclosures are temporarily prohibited. And immediate unemployment benefits are being extended to anyone losing income from a closure or reduced work hours. That includes the self-employed or people losing pay by staying home for childcare due to school closures. Also for anyone quarantined or if you are caring for someone quarantined.
We are confident that by the governor taking these actions in order to provide replacement income through the unemployment system, that this will help to facilitate effective quarantining for those that feel they are unable to quarantine for fear of a loss in income.
State officials say the Unemployment Trust Fund is able to handle the demand. The state will file for federal financial assistance and urges those impacted to file for unemployment on the state's assistant website at nhes.nh.gov. For assistance, you can call the hotline at 603-271-7700.
When Granite Staters come together, we truly set an example for the rest of the country. These actions will help provide the necessary relief for individuals and businesses that are being affected by COVID-19.
And now, as you can imagine, that website has seen a whole lot of traffic today. State officials say if you can't get through right away, do be patient and try again, or you can call the hotline.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dentists urge to cancel non-emergency appointments for the next 3 weeks. Professional group says people should seek dental help for emergencies. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
It's the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event. The perfect time to get that awesome new Honda you've been dreaming of.
Routine cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. Those are just some of the procedures dentists are postponing.
Focus on the actual emergencies as opposed to the elective procedures that can wait 2 or 3 weeks.
That's the recommendation of the New Hampshire Dental Society to protect patients and staff from the threat of COVID-19.
Contribute to the flattening of the curve, so to speak.
But most dentists will be working. So if you're experiencing pain, major swelling, or something else that cannot wait, the New Hampshire Dental Society says give your dentist a call.
Your dentists are not being told to shut their doors and turn off their phones. They're there. They want to talk to you. If you have an emergency, contact your dentist. We don't want you going to the ER.
That's because space in ERs may become critical in the coming weeks, and dentists say they want to do their part to help those who need it most.
We can't let people think that we're making this decision because of fear. We're not doing it out of fear. We're doing it as an abundance of caution.
And remember, the recommendation is to reschedule appointments that had been set for the next 3 weeks, but at least one dental office is not rescheduling anything for now. Instead, they're waiting to see how this pandemic plays out.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Diocese of Manchester, all daily Sunday masses in New Hampshire closed to public. Diocese lifts obligation. Catholics have to attend weekly mass, diocese says. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
It's the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event. The perfect time to get that awesome new Honda you've been dreaming of.
It's another major change to the ordinary lives of many Granite Staters. The Diocese of Manchester announcing tonight that daily and Sunday masses are temporarily being closed to the public.
What can they do except for, hope and pray that people stay safe?
Thomas Glisson is a practicing Catholic. He typically goes to weekly mass, but says he understands why he won't be able to for now, in part based on the many others he sees attending.
There's a lot of elderly, so they're kind of most in danger, so I think we really need to think about those people who are most likely to get it.
On the doors of St. Marie Parish in Manchester, a sign has already been posted saying the Adoration Chapel is temporarily closed. But the diocese tells News 9 pastors across the state are being urged to keep their doors open during the day for prayer and communion, if possible, on an individual basis. Something Glisson says he and other New Hampshire Catholics were glad to hear.
I think it's a good time to turn to God.
Now, on a related note to all of this, here at St. Marie, they also have a child care center. Earlier tonight, I spoke to the pastor here. He told me that child care center remains open throughout all of this, and they hope to keep it open, especially for parents who are not able to work from home amid this pandemic. Reporting live in Manchester tonight, Tyler Dumont, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire DMV offers extensions for temporary plates expiring driver licenses. Moves aimed at limiting number of in-person visits at DMV visit locations. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
Kristen, thank you. And to reduce traffic at the DMV, the agency is offering extensions on driver's licenses and temporary plates. All 20-day plates issued since March 1st are now good until April 30th. There are also some extensions available by phone for driver's licenses. You can find details about those on WMUR.com and our mobile app.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. State's COVID-19 response stretches across departments, party lines, call center set up to answer questions after New Hampshire expands unemployment benefit access. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Adam Sexton.
Why choose Century Roofing? You've met my team, the best in the business. Is a lifetime warranty good enough for you? And payment options, financing is available, and we accept all credit cards.
Century Roofing, we got you covered.
The volume right now is horrendous, as you can imagine. It seems like behind every door at the Emergency Operations Center in Concord, there's a different group of state employees answering the calls and concerns of Granite Staters adversely affected by the coronavirus pandemic. The EOC set up this room to deal with an influx of questions after Governor Chris Sununu announced a vast expansion of eligibility for unemployment benefits. It fielded more than 400 calls in its first hour.
Everyone is pitching in. They're doing things that they typically probably didn't think they would be doing as early as a week ago. We have personnel from all different aspects of state government coming in, working in our one-on-one call centers.
The governor gave News 9 a look behind the scenes at the operation mobilized in response to this crisis. The Joint Information Center, the EOC's command center where the pandemic is being tracked globally, and his own EOC office where he met with HHS Commissioner Lori Shibanek.
So between the Department of Public Health, or the Division of Public Health, and DHHS leadership, I would say on average we're doing about 18 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The team effort extends across party lines. While the governor is exercising his emergency powers in this response, legislative leaders are also involved.
We are united in the leadership of both the executive branch and the legislative branch, committed to work in solidarity for the best interests of the people of New Hampshire.
Now, this afternoon, the governor also met here at the corner office of the State House with business leaders to try and work on some ideas to mitigate the financial impact on bars and restaurants of that new emergency order that has prompted so many of them to scale back operations. Reporting live at the State House in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. stock futures fall into limit down range, pointing to another day of losses. Stock futures fell in early morning trading on Wednesday as the market remained highly volatile with the government response to the coronavirus fallout still unfolding. Fear rises over the safety of U.S. health workers on the front lines. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Doctor tested positive just days after attending a conference of hundreds of ER doctors in New York City. Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman.
Tonight, fear for the safety of health workers on the front lines after hundreds may have been unintentionally exposed to the virus in at least 2 medical conferences. One in New York's Times Square, bringing together hundreds of ER physicians and medical teachers. This ER doctor, Rosny Daniel, says he felt symptoms after returning home to San Francisco and tested positive. In an online post, Daniel writing, "I avoided all handshakes, yet I still worry that I either picked up the illness there or, worse, exposed someone else." He's now in isolation at home. Lisa Merck is a nurse who also tested positive after attending a different medical conference in Hawaii with hundreds there.
I just felt like extremely exhausted, tired. I'm not 100% sure where I contracted it. I wish I knew.
Others on edge, waiting for answers. 8-year-old Adele is in isolation.
How have you been feeling?
My head's been hurting, but that's all. I've been pretty good besides that.
Her mother, Vita Tyson, called the health department hotline to get her tested when she had symptoms.
I called 8 different numbers, and I spoke with 8 different people. And they meant well. And then they referred me back to the original number.
She gave up, but then she fell ill, went to the ER, got tested a week ago, still no results.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to leave my house. I don't know if I've infected a lot of people. And I can't tell anyone anything because I don't know.
But many with the virus are holding up well. NBA player Donovan Mitchell still showing no symptoms.
If you were to tell me I'm not playing a 7-game series tomorrow, I'd be ready to lace up.
Actor Idris Elba is isolating with his wife.
Now's the time for solidarity. Now's the time for thinking about each other.
And tonight, 7 days after testing positive for the virus, Tom Hanks and his wife, Rita, released from the hospital, posting a picture of the typewriter he brought with him, a Corona, saying, "We're all in this together, flatten the curve." And we're now learning about a handful recovering through experimental treatment.
Every morning I'd have a fever. It was very, very, very tough to breathe.
Chris Kane's condition was deteriorating. He was admitted to a Washington State hospital 8 days ago. The next day, he was given remdesivir, medication originally created for treating Ebola, but was unsuccessful for that. It's now being given only to the sickest coronavirus patients, and he says it saved him.
I think within 48 hours I was feeling a lot better. I think that remdesivir gave it the extra jump start or kick start or whatever I needed to kind of turn that corner.
That's actually hopeful news tonight. Matt Gutman live outside UCLA Medical Center. And Matt, I want to get back to that experimental treatment that you reported on here that seemed to help that patient in Washington State. What are authorities telling you about it tonight?
Oh, David, it's one of several experimental drugs currently being tested. Now, this one is only being used in the most acute cases when there is no other alternative. It's being used in several hospitals around the country. Now, there are clinical trials here in the U.S. and in China, but it could take months to determine if this drug is effective, and only then, once approved, will it be rolled out to the public. David.
All right, Matt, our thanks to you again tonight.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your morning. I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast, and I'll have a newsy part coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.